Fern Britton, Sunday Times best-selling author. You have another one, the #1 bestseller, A Cornish Legacy. Do you know what is so wonderful is you're sitting here in front of me, and to me, you are so many things, but I'm going to say you are... Oh, my goodness, I've gone all emotional. You're kindness personified, and you are one of the true great television presenters that I'm in awe of.
Don't.
No, I am going to. But you're a huge best-selling author. You're a massive television legend, and thank goodness still going. You have been there, seen it, done it, and you still write such warmth, and it's just about... Your books are all very warm. You're very warm. That's all I want to say. You can go now.
Thank
Fern
you.
Britton is warm.
Confirmed. No, no. Oh, Gabby, I don't know what to say. It's that's just lovely of you, and all of us, I think that we're just actually probably rubbish at everything anyway, except you, darling.
No, but you're not.
Because you and I have
You're
known
not.
each other for a
very
long,
long
time, and
But there's nothing rubbish about you. I mean, look, how I was counting the books. So this is your 11th novel.
yeah.
But you've done 20 books
Oh yes,
with your short stories.
short stories. Cookery,
Autobiography.
Yeah,
You've done 20.
Well, that was gosh, how extraordinary! And a lot of that was after I left this morning, and knowing that I needed to get 4 children through university. So, thought,
But 20 books. Okay, I wanted to go... We'll talk about television and we'll talk about all of that. But when was the moment that you said, I know, I'm going to be an author on top of everything else and 4 children and...
when I got a phone call from a publisher's going, "Would you write a novel?"
It was them.
Yes.
No, you're kidding me.
No. I know.
How?
I don't know. And I thought, well, I can't. Of course I can't sit down and write a novel. I can just about write a news piece or a piece of script,
Yeah.
And then, but anyway, I was very closely kept tethered in a warm hug from the publisher. And the first one went out, the first book, and that
This
was very
in
much...
90s. Late 90s, was it?
No, it's only 17 years I've been
17 years ago.
17 years, whenever that is.
About 2 weeks ago.
Yes, it feels like it, doesn't it? And anyway, so then that first one came out, and then they said, right, off you go then. Here's a contract for 2. Go on, off you go and do another 2.
I'm going to go back on... So it came from nowhere.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I know. I've been a very fortunate person in my life that, because I've never really looked for anything specific or thought I was worth doing something. I would need to. The only thing was this morning before this morning actually existed, ITV put out for tender this programme they were going to run in the mornings for a couple of hours. And I was part of the team who produced one for TVS, Television South, who I was working for at the time down in Southampton.
I remember we both worked for TVS.
We
many
did.
years.
And so we made a pilot, and we were so smug we thought we got it. And we didn't. The outsiders, Richard and Judy, got it. And I remember sitting back and feeling that moment of going, no, it's not us. Oh. And then thinking, I think that's the one show I'm probably built for. And then, 15 years later or whatever it was, it came to me. So I've been very lucky that things have landed. And also I'm quite brave. People say, do you want to do that? And I go,
Yeah.
oh, all right then.
With your couch to 5. That's a whole other conversation.
Oh, I love that.
But that's so amazing that you're saying fortunate. I mean, you went and trained to do stage management,
Yes.
but then you became a continuity announcer,
Yes.
and now so looking back on those years, you from 1980 to now, you've written 20 books that happened by chance. The first one, you've hosted a show that you did a pilot for that years later you ended up doing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And you moved to Cornwall, and Cornwall has become now such a big part of your life.
It is. And I moved to Cornwall in 1980 bought my first house in Cornwall, £15,000, 2 up, 2 down, no
Wow.
running water, all that
wow.
stuff. And I loved that little house, and it's still standing, still there, but I don't own it anymore. And then 20 years ago, I bought the house that I'm living in now. So it's always been there. So I've always had a foot in Cornwall, and I have really lovely friends in Cornwall. And so I write about Cornwall because it becomes actually the main character in nearly
In your
all the
books.
books.
Yeah.
And it's very capricious. It's like a naughty child. Whenever friends come down to see you, you're going, oh, it'll be lovely. The sun is going to be shining. The water's going to be great. And we'll do this, we'll do this. And they arrive and it's thick fog, pouring with rain,
not
freezing
often.
cold. No, but it's like that. It behaves like a recalcitrant child,
It's
just as you
beautiful.
want it.
It's beautiful. I mean, my
Sometimes.
elder daughter was at university down there, and any opportunity that we could take to go to Falmouth,
Oh, of
we
course.
did it. It's
And
just
Falmouth is a great
no,
university.
I meant Cornwall itself. I'd never known it until your books and until my daughter moved there.
Ah, no, it is gorgeous. That's why we love it so much, because it also feels very mystical. There's that bit where people say, oh, the veil is very thin here between us and the other world, all that stuff. But it does suddenly go, nope, I'm going to behave very badly and
That's so
pour with
funny.
rain. And of course, last week was, half term. The weather was terrible. Everyone came down for some sunshine, and then it was all raining.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It happens like that, and we forgive it because it's rather beautiful.
It is so beautiful and so welcoming and so magical. And I live in a tiny little hamlet, and if cars come down that we don't recognise, they must be lost or they must be burglars. That's
Oh
about it.
my word!
And there's lots of farmland around and cows being milked across the road, and I got jackdaws sitting in a little box that my friend Susie built for me on the back of the barn, and
It is magical, but when you
Yeah.
talk about it, your eyes are going.
yeah, it is
It's
gorgeous.
lovely.
And the lanes at the moment just full of the cow parsley's just gone over. But before that, of course, was bluebells, and before that was the pink campion, and now we've got yellow rape.
It's like talking to Caroline Quentin. You and
Yes.
Caroline Quentin, because she's up the road, as it were.
Well, she's in Devon.
She's in. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Up the road, up the road. But you sort of like, you don't mention Devon when you're in Cornwall. You don't mention Cornwall when you're in Devon. It's just up the road and
They're
down
two
the road.
different
Whoa,
places
two different places.
entirely.
And Dawn, of course, is down there as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in Devon too.
Yeah, so, okay, let's go back. This is about you. So, the Cornish legacy. See, I love this. A lifetime of secrets. One chance to finally find home. Is that you?
Well, it's an every woman. We're all every women, so that's an every
So,
woman.
in
on
your
the
books, though, obviously they come from looking around you and the feeling, as you say, it's the main character. Cornwall is the main character. But how much of your characters, apart from Cornwall, are based on you and feelings and things you've gone through?
Well, I suppose, and it's important to say that write what you know. So many of us have, been divorced, found ourselves on our own, moving house. So many of us have found all of that. So that's a safe bet that that's going to resonate with a reader. But otherwise, truly, they are pure fiction. So you have to recall that.
love
Apart from the book Daughters of Cornwall, which did very well, that was my number one.
That is
bestseller.
number one.
Because that was based on the truth of my grandmother and my mum. So that was fun. But yes, write what you know and then build in all the fantasy. And when I first started writing, because I'd only been writing news scripts and things, you as a journalist, you check the facts, you check everything. And I'm thinking, oh, yes, now I've just written that he was in a 1996 car. No, I must check that that's the Mark IV that was. And now I just think, oh, for heaven's sake, just make it up. Just make a lot of it up. And,
lovely.
why are they all in this? Why have they all gone to this place on that night? Oh, yes, it's her birthday. Yes, OK, that's her birthday. So, just make it up as you go.
What's so lovely is hearing, because of course that means your imagination is firing, which is really important. And at any age, and I think we sort of lose that. A lot of people lose that as they get older. They think, no, but the inner child is there and we've got to let our
Yes.
imaginations run wild.
Yes.
But also you're creating a world for us. When we read it, we end up in your world and you're creating wonderful pictures. I have to say, I mean, they are wonderful. So carry on. Have you got the next one? Like, you have, haven't you? You're looking at me. Oh,
Yes.
she's got the next one there.
Yes. It wasn't so long ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. I was lying on the floor in my bedroom. You know how sometimes you do.
Yeah.
I think I'll just lie on the carpet.
Yeah.
Looking at the ceiling and la 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 la, and the whole thing popped into my head.
No.
So left of field.
Oh, my
I
word.
know. So I'm starting that now. I'm starting the plotting, and I've written some of the first chapter just to sort of see what it flows like.
You're amazing. Can we? Obviously, we'll come back to books, but let's go through a bit of television. I mean, recently, of course, we saw you on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yes.
I screamed. I did a video for them because they wanted video of people that. I honestly, when it was, I couldn't believe it. But you came out of it so wonderfully, and you came out as you. What was that experience like?
It was absolutely surreal. Completely surreal. I can take you through it if you like, because it's very, in case they ask you. Maybe they have asked you.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I choose not to.
All right, that's fair enough. So, of course, there's supposed to be all that secrecy around who's going in,
Yeah.
and it's always leaked somewhere or other. And then you get so the night before you're actually going into the house, you're taken to London, put into a hotel room, and you are not allowed to leave that room. And in the hotel, all the other people that you're going to be in there are also stuck in
And you
their
don't know who
rooms.
they are.
We don't really know who they are, no. And you're assigned your own chaperone who makes certain that you don't leave the room, and they take everything from you. Your watch, your phone, books. They disable the telephone and the radio. They take everything out. So now you just have
They
nothing.
take your books away.
Everything.
You've got nothing to read.
Nothing.
You're not allowed to watch television.
No, they've turned that off in the hotel room. They disable everything. Everything. Not the radio, not the time, nothing.
You can't. Can you sing?
Yes, on your own if you need to.
Okay.
And so that's that. And your
For a
meals
whole
are brought
day?
to you. Yes, for about 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the day, you sleep, and then the next day, you know that in the evening you're going in. And you're still in your room, and all of your clothes are looked at. Is it going to work on camera? Is it not?
Oh, so I thought checked for cameras.
Yeah, well, if you've got any stripes or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so those are. I lost 2 pairs of stripy trousers, knowing that they would work on camera, but they went, no, we're taking those away. So you end up
You
with
have done television for a long time. You do know these things.
45 years. 45 years.
wow.
Anyway, so then that gets taken away. Then all your makeup is looked at, and everything is wrapped with black tape in case it's advertising. And anyway, by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, everything has been packed, unpacked, labelled, taken away. And you
Oh
are
my
just sitting.
word.
You're just sitting in your going in dress, and that's it for hours, for about 6-7 hours. And then the cars come and get you, and then you're chauffeured in, and then the madness starts. And sleeping in that great big bedroom, 19 nights I was there. And my agent, your agent, weirdly, he said to me before I went in, he said, don't worry, I don't think you'll be out first vote, but you'll probably be out the second. And I said, oh, I don't mind, that's okay. He said, no, that's absolutely fine, because to get it out of your head, you're not going to win, you're not going to win. I went, no, that's fine, absolutely. And anyway, every eviction I was up for, and when you're up for eviction, you have to pack everything and be only in your programme clothes in case you're chucked out, and then you're not chucked out. So then they hold on to your suitcases to keep you up and not going to bed before you can unpack it all. And you have to not just unpack your nightie again, but hang it all back up again. And it's like, by then, I don't know, middle of the night. I mean, the tricks they play on you is exhausting.
Did you come out of there knowing you'd done the right thing going in?
Actually, I was very happy doing the right thing going in anyway.
Good.
And I sort of, because I really did need an adventure, and I had an adventure.
Yes. Good for you. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely. We have mutual friends, and we were all messaging. Oh, you know what? She's gone into. Oh, wow. I mean, it was just so much support and love. But going back, you've done some of the most iconic TV shows. Ready, Steady, Cook. I remember coming on Ready, Steady, Cook. And honestly, I had the best time. But so many of the shows that you did were about joy and kindness, and they still are.
And being human. And
Yeah.
just the whole thing about the human, on Ready Steady, not on Ready Steady Cook, on This Morning, interviewing people who are going to trust you with their story, which is often very painful.
I mean, you'd cover a complete gamut of things, wouldn't you? From
Yeah.
the hardest to the lightest.
Yeah, absolutely. And they call them making gear changes between each conversation, but sometimes you'd work it without even putting your foot on the clutch, and it was a bit, hoppity. But in general, it was a real privilege doing that show, and I loved every minute of it.
I know you did. I know you did. But also, can I go back to
Ready,
your
Steady.
child? No, I
Oh,
want
my
to go back to your
childhood.
childhood.
All those years
So
ago.
don't be silly. Just a couple of weeks ago. So you went and did stage management at Central, but before that, and obviously your dad was an actor. And
Yeah.
was there any of that? So is that how you ended up doing what you did? So there was
No.
none of that in your bones.
No, not really, because my father, I have no memory of him living with us. And he was a very sort of glamorous but distant figure. He couldn't help that. He was working, and he had married again and had a son, my half-brother, and all of that stuff. So I see now as an adult that was complicated for him. And probably my mum was sort of, no, I don't want him too much present in your life. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So there was no sort of design to do anything performative. And in lots of ways, and I'm quite grateful for this, I don't think anything much was expected of me. I was a good little girl. My sister...
Anything was expected of
No,
you?
not really.
You mean that in a good way? You don't mean...
I mean in a I wasn't pressured into...
Okay, good.
anything.
In a good way.
Sorry,
Right,
yes,
okay.
that's what I mean.
In a positive way.
Yes. My sister was, is very beautiful, and she was good at dancing and horse riding and wanted to be an actress, and she modelled a bit, and, and she was... As a little girl, she was my older sister, and I just thought, wow, she's amazing. She's got it all going. And I wanted to be her, and I wanted to wear her clothes, and she'd be cross with that. So it was like, no, I just sort of get on by myself, really. And I spent a lot of time on my own when I was little. And then friends I had were generally boys, so we did lots of sort of boy stuff. And I liked that. I enjoyed that. Tearing around on bikes and building camps and things. And then it wasn't, even at school, when I moved to secondary school, I was not in any school plays. They didn't want to audition me for school plays or anything like that. I don't know whether that was like, oh, let her pipe down, she's bound to be appalling and show-offy. No. But I did write lots of scripts and skits and sketches for the end of term.
interesting.
Yeah, end of term shows. We'd always write the gags and do this and this and put those on. So I was a very good kind of entertainer in that sense, because I don't mind making a fool of myself and, all that. And then, so when I got to the point at school where the careers mistress had us all lined up outside her office, one at a time, the girl in front of me came out looking a bit shell-shocked, and she said I should be a lampshade maker.
What?
Yes, and we were at a very good high school for girls. Anyway.
A lampshade. What a strange thing to say. I know, you make a good
Yeah.
lampshade maker.
Yeah, and this is 1974.
But that's still very strange thing
It
to
is
say.
very weird. I remember it clearly because we'd never, ever talked about lampshade making. And then I went in and she said, oh, yes, well, your father's an actor. I suppose you want to be an actress. Well, there's been no sign of me, being asked to be in a school play or anything. And she gave me a leaflet for the Central School of Speech and Drama. Now, the Royal Central School, of course. And she said, oh, sign up for a stage management. I went, oh, OK. So I went home. I said to Mummy, oh, look, I've got this. I'm going to go and be a stage manager. I've got to just do the interview and get in first. But, And she said, oh, that's a terrible job. Because, of course, she'd been with my father, so she knew what stage management you have to do. And she said, that's a terrible job. You'll be asked to find an elephant at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you've got to just have it in ready for the evening. And I went, yeah, I can do that. She went, oh, well, okay, you'll be all right then. And I did, and I got in. And there were only about 13 of us, I think, on the course, and a couple of hundred had applied in those days.
Now there's thousands.
Yeah, and it's such a good job.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, so I would really recommend it to anybody. Really good job. You get to really understand who you are, who actors are, how to work within the rules. It is very, very good.
Our lovely Will, who's look there through the glass, who works on this. His mum did the same course as you. We think probably around the same time.
Really?
Yes.
19. Well, we were Tech 77s. What was your mum?
Yeah. That was after that, was it?
After that, yeah.
Oh.
Ah, okay.
But but she did it for a while as well. So
Yeah.
did you actually? Did you work as a stage manager?
Yes. Got my equity card and worked taking shows all around the country on tours and then taking them into the West End, play them in. Get
You've
out.
been on stage though. I've seen you on stage
Yes,
now
well-
in Calendar Girls.
Oh, lordy.
Why did you put your hands up? I came to see you in Calendar Girls.
Did I see you afterwards?
Or
did you vanish?
no, you did. I came with my girls, and because there was somebody else in the cast who'd invited me as well.
Ah.
Where did I see it? Was it? Oh, anyway,
Anyway, it doesn't
did you
matter.
enjoy it?
Yes, it was very...
Why did you put your hands up when I said it?
Oh, because I have no confidence as an actress.
Oh, I
And-
thought you were wonderful. It's a lovely show. Gary Barlow's.
Musical, yes.
Musical.
It was fun to be part of, and I loved it. And we toured for 8 months, I guess. So it was a long old time. And
You went everywhere though as well, didn't you?
yeah, and I loved that because that was, as a stage manager, I was touring and got
Yeah.
to know all these places. And arriving in theatres where I had stage managed a show was hilarious. And suddenly I'm in a nice dressing room, crazy. So in my heart, I feel very much a stage manager. And
Oh,
so
that's
all this other
interesting.
stuff is like, oh.
But that means you're very good at organising stuff because you obviously are a good organiser. You can.
I am, yes.
But
I am.
You have your books, you have your television, you have all of those things. You're writing, that you're able to do all of these at the same time because you're organised.
Yeah, I am pretty well organised. I'm a good list maker.
Oh, are you?
Yes, a list.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Now, here's a weird thing. You know what I went to in my head? That you're good at embroidering a list. Why did that come? Are you good at embroidery?
I have been known to sit and do
There we go.
a tapestry cushion cover
There
or something.
you see, you do it all. You're also, and I know I've said this to your face before, that you're somebody that's from every era. You could put you in any era, any time, and you are utterly unique, Fern. You could be from the 1950s. You could be from the 2030s. And I mean the future 2030s,
that's
not the
loony.
2030s.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
before.
I know.
You could from any era.
That's
You put you there.
lunatic. I was counting this morning how many decades I've been in, and this started in 57. So 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. I've been in 8 decades.
Wow.
How did that happen? Because I'm only 32.
Yeah. No, I'm 33.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, we stayed.
I knew that you were older than me.
Yeah. Every birthday, 33. Best way to be.
Genius.
Find an age and
Yeah.
stick it in. That's very interesting. So I was a guest. Somebody was interviewing me this morning, and they said, "Can you should we discuss ageism?" And I went, "No,"
Well done.
because I said, "Why?
Yes.
Why discuss it?
Why acknowledge it?
Yeah, but also why it's everybody's obsession. So no, we're not going to. We're sticking at 32 and 33. That's fine.
Lovely.
Are your books going to be made into television shows?
Oh, that's the dream,
That is
isn't
what
it?
I want you to make them into television shows.
Thank you. Well, I did ask ITV, and they had a look, and they were like, "Oh, that's very nice." And yes, no.
Oh.
So, but that's only ITV. I mean,
Have you been to the BBC? No.
Not yet.
Go to the BBC. Have you been to any streamers?
Trying.
Okay, good. Well, I hope so. I hope. Is that how you write? Is what you write very visually because you give us visuals all the time.
Oh, good. No, I don't imagine it as a.
Oh,
as a,
that's
no.
interesting.
I'm. It's all in my head,
So
and
it's
I
words.
see it. And yes, the words. Love writing dialogue. Love all that.
What about stage play?
All right.
You could stage you could write it. It would be like that sketch in Little Britain. You can write the show,
Sing
be in
the music,
show,
write the
sing
music.
the music.
Yes.
You do it all.
I could, but then I'm getting old and a bit tired.
No, you're not. See, we
Yes.
said we're not talking about age. You're not allowed to say that word. You're not allowed to say it. And you're not, because you're doing Couch to 5K. Can we just talk
Yes.
about that, please,
Yes,
for a moment?
please.
So when did this suddenly happen?
Well, about 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I started Couch to 5K. I tried it before and never got through it. And then I thought, I'm going to give this another go. And totally hooked. Just love it. I
Why?
really love it.
What is it
Because
you love?
literally the start to finish is so it's like one of the seasons, when you don't see the daffodils and then you see them peeking up through the ground and then it's the red yellow trumpet, and it's like that. You think, oh, I'm just stuck in the ground, and I can't. You start with, if anyone's listening, you get it.
Well, I hope they are. That'd be nice.
If anyone is now. Yes, of course they are. So the app is National Health Service with the BBC, and it's free.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
good. Download it, get it on your ears, and the first day is like walk for 5 minutes, run for 60 seconds, walk for 3 minutes, run.
Oh,
for...
is that it? How's that how it
It's
works?
terribly, terribly simple, and that first minute is horrendous. And by the end of, you do 6 or 7 of those with lots of walking in between, you feel a bit sick and puffy and think, I'm never going to do this. And then you get to week, I don't know, it's in 9 weeks they take you from that to being able to run 30 minutes non-stop, which you would hope is 5K. 5K is 3 miles. Now, that's it, really. I don't think I've ever run the 5K, but I can certainly run for half an hour without stopping.
That's
so you see what I mean?
amazing.
It's
Yes.
and it's not, you're not trying to race, you're not trying to beat yourself. You're just building up the stamina to keep going.
So is this for mental health and physical health?
Mental and physical and strong, because when you're writing, you're sitting for a long time, maybe 4 hours, and then you need to get up and have a walk. And then I think, well, why don't I put the app on and do my Couch to 5K? And what makes me feel good is feeling physically strong, mentally strong, and also spiritually strong. The thing about running outside, I don't run on a treadmill, but running outside, you see, again, the seasons changing around you while it's going. I know the runs that I do, and you get very familiar with them, and you find yourself thinking, oh, I had to turn round at that lamppost before and run back again, but now I'm running further and I'm getting back, and you just keep going further and further. It's lovely.
I said this to your face when we saw each other last week at a friend's party, but I honestly don't think, and we've seen each other over the years many, many, many times. I don't think I've ever seen you looking so happy. I find it quite wonderful.
Oh,
You look happy.
thank you, darling.
Do you
Thank
feel happy?
Yes, I really do. I really have found some sort of a liking for myself, a liking for my own company, enjoying the small and wonderful things, like just... my daughter bringing me a cup of tea in bed, those sort of things in the morning, and the pussycats all arriving at the right time for breakfast, no one missing.
How many pussycats have you
Well, 3 is generally the number, so we still have, one might pop off and another one arrives, and the smallest things.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching my apples grow, and we're working towards the village garden and produce show in July. So I've made my mint jelly. It's only ever come second, and that was only with 2 people in it. But anyway, and my cooking apples, they used to win, but no, they're second now. So the heat is on.
You did a show about that, didn't you? Do a show,
Yes.
the allotment show,
Great
yes.
Allotment Challenge, yes. And that really, I loved that. And so I learnt quite a lot from that. Yeah. But my little garden, it is very little, but it's, got the flowers going. And my friend, who's brilliant, she always comes home with 20 first prizes and a silver cup, and she's not very well at the moment. And she said, well, while you're away meeting you, she's going to go to my garden and cut all the flowers down.
Oh!
So bless her.
I'm so pleased that you're so happy. I'm so pleased you got another book. On top of A Cornish Legacy, which is available now, which will be another and number one, Sunday Times number one. I mean, it's just, I love your books.
Thank you.
You disappear into them, not you, when you're reading.
Well, thank you.
There you are on the cover of magazines, looking, when people say it, it's always such a wonder word, but you are glowing. You're
gosh.
glowing and you're happy, and long may you do this. Long may you reign, Fern. You're very special. You really are, and you're a unique individual.
Oh,
and I
Gabby.
hope you carry on doing telly and writing forever, please. Thank you. Will you? Forever.
You're a lovely girl.
No,
and
I know. I'm
appreciate
being
it.
honest. I'm
Well-
being completely honest. You're a very special human. Thank you for being on this.
It's my pleasure.
Gabby Roslin Podcast.